What's going on, MCU fans? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys a very exciting early review. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. I am very excited right now as a Marvel fan, and for me on this platform, I got a very lucky early screener to talk about with you guys today. This is by far my most anticipated MCU series on Disney+, which releases this Friday, and that is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Starring two of our beloved side characters that we've seen in the MCU, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, and Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, and the series is directed by Kerry Skogland. Before I get into my spoiler-free thoughts on the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I do want to thank Disney very much for providing me an early screener for the first episode of this series. Today's review, guys, is completely spoiler-free, not in depth. I'm going to give you my quick thoughts, no spoilers. Stay tuned tomorrow, however, because I will be kicking off my in-depth spoiler-filled thoughts for every single episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier tomorrow. Today, I am only allowed to give you my spoiler-free thoughts. So following the events of Avengers Endgame, this series takes place 6 months after Endgame. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, Anthony Mackie, and the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan, team up in a global adventure that tests their abilities and their patience. We heard the announcement back at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2019 that this series was coming out, and I just was beyond excited for it. I love Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan as these characters, Sam, Bucky, their button heads, as well as their like-hateful relationship in the past MCU films. And after the great success of WandaVision, how much I love that show, I went into that show not fully excited for it, but it blew my expectations out of the water. I'm very happy to report to you guys that the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a big promise and a big treat, to say the least. This first episode dived into a lot more than I was expecting, for sure. Of course, no spoilers, but I was just thrown right into this world with our great characters of Sam and Bucky. We get to really dive into the aftermath of Endgame with both of these characters. As we know, at the end of Avengers Endgame, old Cap gave Sam the shield, and so he had a responsibility that he was going to take up the mantle of Captain America. It seems like we're going to get a lot more development with Sam as a character, and I just cannot wait to see it. I think Anthony Mackie, with the dramatic elements as well as the funny moments in this first episode, really was awesome. The opening action sequence in this episode was really awesome, incredibly well shot. Once you guys do see the opening action scene, you're going to get so hyped up. There are some new characters that get introduced to the mix that I can't wait to see more of. Also, maybe some characters we have seen before. That surprised me. And then we also dive into Bucky. Whenever we see Bucky, of course, the aftermath of Endgame as well, he obviously didn't get the shield from Cap. When it comes to Bucky in here, ever since what he's been through, since Winter Soldier, I just been invested with this character, and I really want to see more of this character get dived into. And with certain scenes in this very first episode, it seems like we're going to get just that. The episode is 48 minutes long. It gives you a lot of interesting things for what's to come in the rest of the series, and the final scene of this very first episode seems very promising with the direction it's going to go. If you're familiar with certain comic storylines, you can kind of see where they're going to go with it, but I was just really invested overall with the serious moments as well as the action-packed moments. I also loved how this first episode dived into events that happened in Endgame when it comes to the snap and the blip with Sam and Bucky. Really liked how they showed that storyline in here. I'll talk more about that in the spoiler-filled in-depth thoughts. But overall, I loved how this first episode really reflected Sam and Bucky after what they've experienced with Endgame and what potential threats they're going to be facing up against in this series. So that's all I'm going to say, guys, for my spoiler-free thoughts on the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I loved it. I cannot wait to see the rest of this series. Look forward to my in-depth spoiler-filled thoughts review this Friday for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I will be doing them for every single episode of the series. If you guys love Marvel, if you love Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out a lot. And consider clicking that subscribe button and turning on those notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once you guys finally do get to see the first episode, let me know your thoughts on it down below. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!